Welcome, everyone. So today we're diving deep into a really fascinating, but honestly, pretty heartbreaking story from the short film The Summer I Cheated on You. We are going to break down the exact psychological anatomy of a doomed relationship. If you have ever wondered how trust just completely erodes and how a relationship unravels step by step, well, this explainer is going to show you exactly how it happens. Is he genuinely sorry, or are you genuinely attached? Wow. Just what an absolute powerhouse of a statement, right? This single question, which is delivered by a concerned friend in the story, perfectly captures the core tension of the entire narrative we're about to unpack. It forces us to ask ourselves, when someone betrays us, do we forgive them because they've actually earned it, or because we're just too terrified to let them go? Keep that question in the back of your mind as we go through today's analysis. To truly understand this dynamic, we're going to walk through what are essentially the 5 stages of betrayal. First, the initial doubts. Second, the cafe confrontation. Third, gaslighting and excuses. Fourth, a second chance. And finally, number 5, the ultimate betrayal. So, kicking things off with stage 1, the initial doubts. Okay, let's dive into this. As we all know, relationship red flags rarely announce themselves with like a giant marching band. They start small. For our protagonist, Anya, it begins with 3 days of weird emotional distance from her boyfriend, Aryan. Then come these last-minute cancellations, always blaming a friend named Mohan and claiming he was literally too busy to send a single text. But you know the real alarm bell? A sudden, totally unexplained visit to the library for Sharma Ji's submission. Aryan claims to be hitting the books at 6 p.m., which, let's be honest, is a sudden burst of academic dedication that he literally never, ever displays. It's this tiny, seemingly harmless deviation from his routine that sparks Anya's initial suspicion. Moving right along to stage 2, the cafe confrontation. This right here is the turning point, the exact moment Aryan's whole story just completely falls apart. On one hand, we have Aryan's claim he's supposedly buried in books at the library working hard, but the reality? He was actually spotted by a mutual acquaintance just hanging out at a cafe with another girl. The disconnect between his words and his actions is now undeniable. It's out in the open. Now, when Anya finally confronts him, Aryan doesn't just fess up and apologize. Oh no, he delivers an absolute masterclass in deception. Notice this classic step-by-step escalation of a liar caught red-handed. Step 1, outright denial. Who told you? I was in the library. When Anya holds her ground, he pivots to step 2. Partial admission. He admits he was there, but he minimizes the whole thing. She's just a college friend. But step 3 is the most insidious part. Blame shifting. He actually tells Anya, I didn't tell you because you would start a fight. He is essentially telling her that his lying is actually her fault. Which brings us to the psychological core of this explainer. Stage 3. Gaslighting and excuses. We really need to analyze exactly how Aryan manipulates the situation. This brings us to a tactic called deflection. It's a psychological manipulation tactic where a person shifts blame back onto their accuser to avoid taking any accountability. When Anya voices her perfectly valid gut feeling, Aryan looks her dead in the eye and says, "You overthink too much, chill." It's incredibly toxic. He completely weaponizes the concept of overthinking to invalidate Anya's reality, trying to make her doubt her own sanity rather than his loyalty. After tearing down her confidence, Aryan suddenly pivots to playing the victim with a desperate plea. He says, "You and I can't end over such a small thing. You have to trust me. This is my last chance." Notice how he downplays his active, conscious betrayal as just a small thing, right? All while simultaneously demanding the very trust he just shattered. He hasn't earned this trust back at all. He's demanding it like it's his right. And that traps us right into stage 4, a second chance. This is where we fall into that dangerous false sense of security that so often follows a dramatic apology. Look at this striking contrast. On one side, Anya's friend Divya provides a much-needed objective reality check. Aryan is the center of cheating rumors, and he absolutely shouldn't be trusted. But on the other side, we have Anya's false hope. She desperately argues that he's changed, he apologized, he's genuinely sorry. It's this tragic clash between the cold, hard truth of an outsider and a partner's desperate, desperate desire for redemption. And then Anya says this just heartbreaking line to her friend. She says, "Give me some time, I will fix everything." Think about that. She was the one who was lied to. She was the one betrayed. Yet somehow, through Aryan's manipulation, Anya has taken on the entire emotional burden of fixing the relationship herself. She is taking on the emotional labor that Aryan should be doing. Now, what is truly alarming here is the sheer speed at which all this toxicity unfolds. Look at this rapid timeline of events. Day 1, the initial library lie, happens at 6 p.m. Fast forward to the afternoon of day 2, we have the cafe confrontation. By the evening of day 3, Aryan has squeezed out an apology and actually secured a second chance. And that brings us right to the precipice of day 4, Saturday night, the birthday party. This rapid timeline shows us just how little time Anya was given to actually process the breach of trust before being totally rushed into forgiving him. Which sets the stage for our dramatic climax. Stage 5, the ultimate betrayal. I want you to put yourselves in Anya's shoes for just a moment here. You're at a crowded party. The music is bumping. It's loud. You're already on edge from the crazy events of the past few days. Aryan says he's just going to go grab some drinks. But then he doesn't come back. 1 minute passes. 5 minutes pass. Over 10 minutes go by. You try calling his phone, but he ignores every single call. You are left wandering through this crowd completely alone, searching for the person who literally just swore this was his last chance. The environmental tension in this moment is absolutely suffocating.
So, where did Aryan really go?
Anya goes to the washroom to look for him, and she overhears 2 girls talking inside. And this is what she hears. "Oh my God, the fact that you made out with Aryan, that's crazy. He had a girlfriend." In one single sentence, Anya's absolute worst fears are validated. Divya's warnings, completely justified. That second chance was totally wasted. Aryan hadn't changed at all. But the story does give us a moment of profound clarity for our protagonist. Because as Aryan fumbles to explain himself yet again, trying to deploy the exact same old excuses, Anya just cuts him off. Her final confrontation is incredibly powerful. She looks right at him and says, "And you said I was overthinking. Cheater." It is such a satisfying yet deeply heartbreaking full-circle moment. She takes the exact weapon he used to gaslight her, that accusation of overthinking, and just throws it right back in his face. She finally trusts her own reality. We've unpacked the whole shebang today, the anatomy of this lie, the manipulation, and the really tragic fallout. We've seen exactly how ignoring red flags and accepting blame shifting can lead to some serious emotional pain. So I want to leave you with a question to chew on as we wrap up this explainer. Looking at Anya's journey, looking at how quickly her forgiveness was manipulated, when does offering a second chance cross the line into self-sabotage? Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep learning, keep reflecting, and I will catch you in the next explainer.